Welcome back, Lost to Becoming Family. I am your host, the one and only Kaylin. We are going to continue our series on dropping your location. Today, we're going to do a part two of God is not intimidated by your emotions. So take it to him. As I mentioned, we're going to continue this on with God is not intimidated by your emotions. So take it to them. I want to start off and be open again, just asking everybody how they are, where they have been, this week. Your location, honestly, is the theme of the series. So, drop your location if you're on the Facebook page or whatever location, YouTube, either one, definitely. Ready. Um, I can say for myself, if I'm being 100% honest, it's been a really tough week. Every time I'll be like, guys, so what we gonna learn or what we're gonna talk about on the podcast, and it's just like, you'll know by Monday. I see why, because it's some stuff that I've been walking through, and I can't get on here acting like, everything's all good. I'm chilling, but as we mentioned before, because I almost did it, I was gonna say I'm totally good. I'm okay, um, but it's okay not to be okay. So I didn't understand the weight of this journey when I started it because it's like, okay, God, this is supposed to be my season where I'm protected and I'm developing, but you can't really walk a journey out saying you're not lost, you're becoming unless you actually get to see the full process. So I am my goal is to get on and be obedient. All I know is every Wednesday I'll almost talk myself out of this one. But just one night obedience. It was really rough. It was kind of overwhelming. Just the weight of life, honestly. A lot of development, just really trying to stay in that process of healing and being able to stay present and identify my emotions, not running from them or suppressing them like I would normally do, which is a lot easier because what this is right now, I mean, there's some times where I get to the point where I'm like, oh, you know how we always like, it's gonna be worth it at the end. It's so worth it. Yay. But honestly, right now, I have the strength to say it's gonna be so fun and worth it. But I know God is doing something, right? And I think that's okay. That's why I like that He said, "Let's do that." God is not intimidated by your emotions right now because it's just like taking them to Him in this moment is a lot for me because that's our relationship and my goal in this here, y'all, because it's been, like I said, it's been really overwhelming. So, and trying to learn how to sit with these emotions. So, I've been crying a little bit more. It's not easy. I really don't like it. I kind of like the whole, disassociating and going away. But I know I heard this in a book, and I can't remember exactly what book or what podcast, but it goes credit to whoever it is. I didn't say it, but they said I think it's Dr. Anita. I don't know her last name. Anyways, feelings. What did she say? She said feelings don't last forever, but they will wait forever. So we don't like deal with them now, then they will continue to wait. And I am literally learning that it shows up in all ways. Like you feel stress in your body. I've been identifying like how things show up. I feel shame in my chest. I get really, really, really heavy up in here, like somebody's putting their like foot on me or like pressing down. I feel anxiety in my body, in my belly. I get really bloated and um, like it really, really like nauseated. And I know like that's not pretty. And I even was trying to talk myself into like you should do your hair, you should do all of that, put on a smile, but I know God is working. I don't think it's a question of my faith. I think it's just, life is life and I'm in a development season. So just rocking it through. Anyways, and like if I'm gonna ask God to use me and we walk this journey out together, I gotta be honest, right? I mean, I tell full in depth the details one day, maybe, but I can tell you that it's way deeper and harder than what I have noticed too is like it makes me lean into God a lot more, especially when I'm going through because I'm like, God, like we talked about, God, I don't understand. But it's like keeping me at his feet, or not even really just at his feet, because like I said, I like to look at it as a relationship. He keeps me in his arms, and he keeps me in his arms. Because I imagine myself just sitting in his lap and just like, hey, I'm here for you. Um, and I also told myself, because I do these in clips, I'm just exposing cause because I do these in clips and it's been overwhelming. I will not edit out anything that I don't feel like like that I'm comfortable with. Like if I started crying or anything that sort, because I was just like, why would you post that? Like that's not cute. Anyways, but also like God is, continue to tell me like everybody's in different seasons. And I don't know about y'all. I don't really connect well when I'm on the highest high. And I know, and I'm not saying God is doing this to me. Nope. It has been a battle of the mind. It's been a battle of all of it. So I don't know if I told you guys what I refer to the enemy. I call the enemy Lucy because I just like to downgrade him and stuff like that. And it's probably not even just that. Just life is life. And like, I'm not even really giving him that much credit. But yeah, it's just those moments. Um, mm, yeah, so that's where I have been this week, and I am just trying to stay in his arms. It's frustrating sometimes because it's pushed away. Um, it's easier to do. I don't really think I understood. I really don't think I understood the instructions, y'all. I didn't read the instructions. Like I just saw the vision and I was like, yay. But at the end of the day, the song Evidence came in my head. It's like you have evidence that everything that I've asked for before it has came true. Why wouldn't it come true this time? Um, yeah. So that's that part. And as I mentioned, I do these in clips, so trying to make sure I don't go over time. And I'm just trying to be obedient today. I'm a little roller coaster, so I'm kind of rambling and I don't know, trying to fight the real deep vulnerable emotions. But as we're saying, it's okay. It's not be okay. And I know it, and I know that I don't want to ask anybody to do something I'm not willing. Anyways, moving forward, so I just have a few things I just want to kind of share or kind of just go over tonight before I hop off because I'm really just gonna go lay down and just chill, get that relief from today. Anyways, the verse God is near the brokenhearted. I don't know if that's the full actual verse or if I just paraphrase it, so look it up. Um, but that comes to my mind, especially times where it just feels really heavy. And also, I have, I remember last week I told you guys about the storm and how even right when we came through it, it was sunny, it was bright, and it's at the point where it's just like, God, I don't even want it. I don't even want this anymore. Like, I don't even want to do this. I think it feels like it gets to that point. It's like, all right, for me, I think like, I feel like I get to that point when I finally like I'm done with trying to control in the situation and just let God do what God gonna do. Because I gotta have my hands in it somehow, right? That's fine. But he's like, finally, you take your hands off, but then he gave you a visual of like when you come out on the other side. Um, I'm out on the other side, but the other things that I like just kind of just been seeing or just experiencing because of traffic, like I was mentioning, is the construction. I personally don't like traffic, and I definitely don't like traffic when there's construction. Because it's like people can't read the signs. It's like, didn't it just tell you back there that at 1,000 miles, the right lane is going to close? What does that mean? You need to start getting over pretty soon. Don't wait until the very last minute and then get over. Anyways, that's not what this video is about. That was just me a little venting right then and there. Anyways, sometimes I wish there was like, I wish I could have like an instruction sign. Hey, fragile. Be careful. Hey, in development, be careful. This area here, very sensitive. Don't touch. Yeah, and I'll slow down a little bit. Even though I'm like we're in, in Texas, it's just a suggestion for the speed limits, and I probably shouldn't say that, but that's the way I think about it. Anyways, either that or get ran over. Either way, I don't know. Anyways, just some signs. It's like, hey, be careful. Hey, you're coming up on an area that's, kind of caution. I think I said that right. Anyways, but yeah, another part or another visual that I just want to leave everybody with is my my counselor. She shared this with me, and it gives me a really good visual of where I am right now in this season because it feels like it's a growthing. It's a growth season and a stretching and very uncomfortable. Just fighting to fighting for a voice, fighting for just in general. That's what it kind of feels like. It just feels like it's a fight. Um, fight. And it's like, I know God is on my side, but sometimes I'm like, God, I am getting whooped. You tell me. And then I think about my mentor. She's like, I'm seated in heavenly places. So I think about just sitting there. And then I'm like, oh, Lord, I see something. Let me go handle it. And then I get my butt beat. And God is like, you wasn't even supposed to be touching it. I was like, but I thought I had it. That was not part of what I was going to say. But that's another visual. But anyways, the place where I'm at is I like how she gave my counselor gave me the 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 visual that word the visual of a butterfly, the transformation steps and what they go through. They go from caterpillar to cocoon to like a beautiful butterfly. But like in life, sometimes it feels like it's like we're always developing in that way. So it literally feels like caterpillar, cocoon, butterfly, cocoon, butterfly. And like honestly, that's what it feels like. And then I think about how I watch something, I watch some video somewhere, TikTok, YouTube, don't know. It doesn't matter. But I watched it somewhere and this man talked about how they saw a butterfly struggling to get out of the cocoon, and they was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go help," and they cut it open, and then as soon as he cut it open, the butterfly came out and died because the reason why it died is because the process of them pushing herself out of the cocoon is a process that helps strengthen their wings. And like I said, y'all, I don't know if I'm saying it right, but it just made sense. And but so in this process of in this season or this time of developing and pushing and um just healing, honestly, is I definitely can say, or I feel like I can go ahead and just say it's gonna be worth it, and we're gonna be stronger on the other side. I know inside of it, I'm not even gonna lie. The other day I was telling God, I was like, I can't even tell you, Lord, I can see the other side. Like it's so blurry, it's so overwhelming. It feels so hard, Lord, that I just be like, I'm just done. I give up sometimes. But I know as we are in this moment of just healing and just going through whatever it is, I don't know. We're just this is our way of being strengthened, getting strengthened. Um, those muscles that we ask for. I remember one time, or at the beginning of this year, I was like, God, I did a course, I went to class, I go to school as well. I did a resiliency class, and I was like, God, I just wanted to learn about resiliency. I didn't want to go through it. But how do you learn something if you don't go through it, right? And then I also got the thought of like, I was praying for peace all last year, man. Like it's just like I just did not feel like I had peace at all. And now I'm struggling and I'm fighting for my peace because that's what I'm for. So I'm struggling and trying to keep it. Anyways, but God gave me that detail is like, how do you know when your muscle is strong if you don't have anything to put weight on it to know if you actually can stand through it? And it makes sense. Like, don't get me wrong, it makes sense. And no, my God, like, I don't think our Father is putting things on us intentionally to hurt us, but it does. He doesn't make things happen. He does allow them to happen because we got consequences, and I don't want to go into that full conversation because I'm just gonna not. That's not where I'm going with this, anyways. But how do we know when our muscles are strengthened or strong enough to carry the weight that we're asking for? We're asking to be that person God is calling us to, and I know I'm asking God to help me become the best versions of myself. So, sometimes we got to put weight on those muscles, and it's not easy. And I want to validate us all, and I'm validating myself. Like, your feelings are valid in this season, and not gonna last forever. I know that there is hope and the sun has to come up, someday. And sometimes it's hard. It is very hard in the moment to see that it's gonna get better. But we've made it this far, and and every time we get to the other side, it's so much brighter. Um, so yeah, and I just, anyways, guys, last little bit, and just wanna again continue to give us all just hope that it's all gonna get better. This is just right here. This is not forever, and I know we're not in this alone. We're all somehow, some way, are going through something. My dad used to always tell me is like either we are preparing to go into a storm, coming out of a storm, or already in one. I said that right, but either way, we will know that we're not in this by ourselves, and it's we would say it's supposed to be. It's easier to settle for our defaults. It's easier to settle. It's easier to just stay the same and not change. And sometimes it's even harder because we don't see other people around us trying to change too, or give you that space that's needed in this development time. But I'm praying and hoping God surround you with an awesome support system. I shout out mine all the time. I love you guys. Um, but yeah, just know you're not by yourself. It's gonna get easier. Take it to our God. Take it to God. Take it to Him. He's not intimidated. If you're mad, take it to Him. Man, I don't know. I think the first video was just talking about just the stuff that's like, even when you're angry. Right now, I'm learning all emotions. I'm learning to sit with them, even when I'm frustrated, when I'm sad. Um, Learning to identify, how they feel in my body. Yeah, so just processing and developing, honestly. Um, there's one more. I was thinking about ending it with I don't really. I'm still learning the whole like what I can add and what I can't add, like song wise, on here with the podcast thing, just so I don't get in trouble. But the two songs that comes to mind that has helped me is that's my ringtone actually. Greater is Coming by Jacqueline Carr. That is my favorite one. If y'all know the lyrics, then you already know. It's like if it wasn't for the shaking and the beating and the pressing, then I wouldn't be ready for the making. Oh my gosh, I love that. But I don't love it at the same time. It's like it was cute in the song, but when you actually living through it, it's not cute. So, anyways, and there's a song called "Close" by Marvin Snap, Slap, same thing. Sap, y'all know. Anyways, um, that song is really good too because it's like it's talking about being close and like there's a lot of things that's hidden us at one time. So Anyways, guys, I'm just trying to make sure that I was able to provide everything that I was thinking of and just sharing. We don't know what God is going to bring us through next week, but I know it is not easy trying to walk this journey out and share it at the same time. But I am going to be obedient. I am going to just continue to remind us that we're not lost. We're becoming, and we got some shedding to do. God is doing some pruning, and He's getting our muscles stronger for the things that we ask for and the things that He's calling us to. We may not understand right now, but we will one day. But anyways, guys, I love you. I hope everyone. I don't know about y'all. I get some sleep. I'm praying that over myself. Get some amazing sleep. Take it to God. Please don't forget. No matter how you feel, is valid. Take it to Him and let Him comfort you. Climb into His arms, and always remember, you're not lost. You're becoming. I love you.